It is 7:09 p.m. and I call this meeting of the Elgin Independent School District to order. I'd like to announce that there is a quorum of the board present, that this meeting has been duly called and posted in the time and manner required by law. Next item, we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. I'd like to invite Dr. Arthur Martinez, and he will introduce our wonderful students for the pledge tonight.
Good evening. I'm Arthur Martinez, principal at Trinity Ranch Elementary School, and with me I have four amazing students who will help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I have Parker Riggs, Abby Kelm, Emily, and Charlie Herrera. I pledge allegiance.
Thank you. Next item we have on the agenda is public comment. Before we begin, I'll remind our audience members of the board procedures for handling public comment. Public comment portion of our meeting is available to members of the public who wish to address the item on tonight's agenda. Anyone who wishes to speak during public comment must sign in prior to the start of the meeting and list the agenda item they want to discuss. Each public comment speaker will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes to address the board. Any public testimony speakers who require a translator will receive up to 10 minutes to address the board. The public comment portion of the meeting will allow all speakers who have signed up before the start of the meeting to address the board regarding an item on tonight's agenda. Please keep your comments and criticism civil and courteous. Please also avoid using profanity and refrain from making personal attacks on others during the opportunity to speak. Last, we ask that you not discuss students who are not your own child. If a speaker is seeking board resolution of a specific complaint, that concern should be addressed through the district grievance process. District policy DGBA has been established for addressing employee complaints. Policy FNG is the avenue for filing parent complaints. And policy GF addresses community members' complaints. Grievance forms can be obtained at any campus administration office or in the central administration office. Mrs. Wilson will be the timekeeper as you come forward and will remind you at the minute mark when you're about to end. The first speaker for this evening is Shirley Montgomery.
President Mitchell, members of the board, Superintendent Rudder. My name is Shirley Maxigamba, and I'm a resident of Elgin and a parent of 2 former graduates from the Elgin Independent School District. I'm here to express concern about the proposed consolidation of Elgin Elementary into a primary campus where all early grade students receiving ESL services would be placed together. While I understand the goal may be efficiency or targeted support, this approach raises serious concerns about equity and student outcomes. Concentrating students based on language ability in a single campus risks creating an environment where children are separated from their peers rather than integrated as supported within a diverse learning situation. Best practices in bilingual and ESL education emphasize inclusion, ensuring that students learning English have opportunities to interact daily with fluent English speakers while still receiving appropriate instructional support. A model that isolates these students may limit those opportunities and could negatively affect both academic process and social development. Additionally, decisions like this should be carefully evaluated to ensure alignment with federal protections under the Title VI the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and guidance from the U.S. Department of Education regarding equitable access to education for English learners. I respectfully ask the board to reconsider any model that concentrates ESL students in a single campus, provide transparent data on expected academic outcomes, engage parents and the community before moving forward. Our goal should be to support every child while keeping them connected to the broader school community, not separated from it. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Next, we have Maria Valier.
Hello, good evening. My name is Maria. I second pretty much essentially what she was mentioning. And I just wanted to see, essentially we are asking the board to make a clear and public commitment that no student will be moved, grouped, or concentrated on a campus because they speak Spanish or are English learners. And families deserve transparency, written notice, and the chance to comment before any future change. We also ask that bilingual and dual language programming remain accessible across campuses, and that any future proposal include an equity review, staffing plan, transportation plan, and community input before it's considered. That's
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next, we have Marcellus Dreas.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Marcela Andres, and I'm a researcher, practitioner, and author in the field of family and community engagement. And first, board members and educators, I want to thank you all for the amount of service that you do for our communities, for our children. It is very, very much appreciated. And I think just to kind of double down on what Ms. Shirley and Maria said, as a public citizen, I just want to comment that I noticed in reviewing your agendas in the last several meetings, there was no comment or public comment around the decision or the consideration of consolidating schools. And I would just ask that in the future, the board make a public commitment that any decision of the like would be documented, communicated, and shown in clear transparency so that all families who care and love and share that same hope and dreams for their children would be part of the decision in how Elgin moves forward in serving all children. So I just, again, want to thank you all. I did notice, and thank you, Dr. Hickman, for the email that you sent to administrators, acknowledging that the decision was paused. I think that was really great. And I just want to say also that it is very, very important to, as you stated in your email, get that input. And so I think everyone here will agree. And so thank you again for that pause. And I wish you all a lot of luck in that decision moving forward.
Brenda Pena.
Good evening to the board and for all of the people who are in attendance. And rather than be redundant, I agree with what the previous speakers have been talking about, and that it truly needs to be transparent and good conversation. And we thank you for all that you do for our community and our schools.
Thank you. Thank all of you for your public comments. Next item, being asked to approve the minutes of the March 23rd, 2026 board workshop and regular meetings.
I so move. Second.
Okay. Motion by Mrs. Waltershay, second by Mr. Moss. Are there any questions? All in favor of approving those minutes, please raise your right hand. Any opposers? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Next item, one of our favorite things of the evening, recognitions. Mr. Rodriguez will lead us in that.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. As you can tell by the crowd here tonight, we have a bunch of kids and a lot of recognitions tonight for you and your enjoyment. We're going to begin with Miss Keller. There she is, and
Thank you so much. Good evening, President Mitchell, Dr. Ritter, Board of Trustees. My name is Allison Keller, Director of Fine Arts and Advanced Academics. Tonight, we have the unique opportunity to recognize students from all our campuses. So we just finished up our season of UIL academics, and we're going to kick it off with our elementary schools. This year was the perfect storm of ice storms, hosting multiple meets and events on campuses across our district. And in each of the case, the students and events showcased an incredible collaboration of principal and admin support and student success. Students compete against one another in academic events ranging from art history to number sense and social studies. The school with the highest number of points earned from events wins. Let's start with their elementary campuses. I'm going to invite each campus to come out with their coaches and coordinators, and then we will move them along. All right, first up, BTW, come on out. I'll talk a little bit about you real quick. Awesome. Here from BTW, we have Diego and Daniel Castillo, Santiago Balderas. We have Leonardo Valdez, Angel Aguirre, Mason Malberg, Isabel Martinez, Leila Valdez, Kendallin Hernandez. We also have our UIL coordinator, Miss Courtney, some coaches, Miss Fensel, and Miss Krabs. Thank you so much. BTW, everybody, give them a round of applause. All right, if y'all want to go head that way, follow Miss Courtney. Next up, oh, I'm sorry, we got to shake some hands. Come on, run this way. I'm so sorry. Let's try it. Also, these are all first place winners. You can tell by their medals here. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, Miss Courtney. Awesome. All right. Next up, Elgin Elementary School. Come on out. Elgin Elementary. We are so thankful. UIL coordinator is Miss Paula Burian. She's done an amazing job. And here we have Dahlia Smith, Annabelle Gutierrez, Presley Pena, Sladen Wallace, and we have coaches Ashley Smith and Leos Wallace. Thank you so much for all your coaching and success. We appreciate you all. If y'all would like to shake hands, thank you. Next up, Nidec Elementary School. Come on out. All right. Today we have Cooper Davis, we have Kayla David Krazan, we have Arlene Rangel, Gwendolyn Kunze, Aurora Lodzetsky, we have Aaron Licona, Jorge Balderas, Carlos Moran, David Krazan, Elijah Knox, Amaya and Elena Martinez. Did I forget anybody? We got it. All right. Also, Miss Tina Terrell, coach. And I think that's it here for tonight. All right. Give them a round of applause. There you go. And go follow around. Shake everybody's hand. Elena, if you want to, there you go. Next up, Harvest Ridge Elementary School. We are so thankful for Miss Jasmine Height, our UIL coordinator. And today we have Jacqueline Espinoza, Antonia Cuevas, Theodore Schneer, Miss Height, Miss Lagunas, and Sofia Garcia. Congratulations, everybody. Miss Lagunas, if you want to. All right, next up, Trinity Ranch Elementary School, led by UIL coordinator, Miss Erin Munoz. We have Abigail Gertz, Rex Gertz, Ranger and Primrose Gertz. We have Jessica Caes, Charity Maldonado, Juliana Ariano, Abigail Ramirez, Juliana Caes, Solana McDonald, Phoenix McDonald, Franco Lopez, and there was one more Abigail. And Abigail Kim. Awesome. And Miss, oh, I did. Great. Thank you so much. Good job, Trinity Ranch. Give them a round of applause. This year was an all hands on deck for Elgin ISD as we hosted Manor, Bastrop, and Hutto Mills. Thank you. Back in February, teachers and coaches from multiple Elgin ISD campuses came to help judge and run the massive meet. We are thankful to Principal Robert Truehill and his admin team for his support, as well as the UIL coordinators from EIS and EMS. Tonight, we honor some of our top placing students. First up, Elgin Intermediate School, Miss Misty Simpson, and her students, Addison Benitez and Axel Gaviret Robles. Congratulations, 6th grade. Next up, Elgin Middle School, UIL coordinator, Miss Lydia Taylor. Also, Miss Angela Everhart, who couldn't be here today. And our representative students are Chloe Segura, Grace Talavera, Fernanda Servin. And there we go. Thank you so much, ladies. Congratulations. Next up, our EHS UIL academic team is only in its third year of existence, and EHS coordinator, Dr. Zachary Nolan's first year as UIL coordinator. He did an excellent job rallying the staff and students to earn sixth place in a very competitive district, UIL academics, same district as athletics and music, Pflugerville schools, all a bunch of tough competition. And so that competitive district, his calculator applications team earned third place overall. And like I said, sixth place overall against all of the really tough schools. Tonight, we are excited to honor Dr. Nolan, the EHS academic team coaches, and their outstanding students. And Ms. Michelle Zwick is one of their outstanding coaches as well. Congratulations, EHS. Got it. All right, next up in our advanced academics world, we are so excited that every year our sophomore students take the PSAT in preparation for their college entrance exams. Based on these scores, College Board awards big future recognitions that are official academic awards, recognizing high achieving students. These awards are presented to students who earn a PSAT in the top 10% score amongst their peers, top 10% in our state's first generation for the whole state, and top 10% of our state's rural or small town test takers. This year, EHS had a whopping 40 students earn 48 awards. Tonight, we have the opportunity to honor these students. Special thanks to Principal Linnell Staples, the EHS admin and teachers and counselors, especially Ms. Bosarge, who is organizer extraordinaire, for all they do to motivate and encourage these students to reach their highest potential. So without further ado, I won't say this, it's the same award pretty much for everybody. It's a school recognition award. And then if they have another one, I'll be sure to introduce that too. First off, Victor Alfaro Castillo. Come on up, Victor. Give him a round. Hunter Barnhart. Naomi Cloud. Logan Dunn. Freddie Garcia. Is Nora here? Did I miss Nora? No, okay. Oh, there she is. Nora Gonzalez Miller. Aurelia Guerrero. Stefania Guajaro. Grace Hagan. Janelle Johnson. Lily Jones Overby. Evelyn Licona. Christopher Munoz. Zoe Nunnery. Lillian Olivares. Jalen Perry. Ava Ramon. Trent Sanchez. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Next is Next up is our EHS Winter Guard. Many of you may be familiar with the Color Guard, which performs in the fall under the Friday Night Lights alongside the marching band. What many people aren't familiar with is that once marching season concludes, Winter Guard season fires up, which is a performance art combining dance and equipment such as flags, rifles, as they perform indoors to music. Our EHS Wildcat Guard earned 9th place at the TCGC State Championships in Scholastic A Division. After competing in the Scholastic AA class last year, advancing to Scholastic A and qualifying for the state championships is a tremendous accomplishment. Competing against outstanding programs from across the state, the Wildcat Guard delivered a performance that demonstrated months of preparation, teamwork, and determination. Finishing among the top groups at the state level reflects the dedication they have shown all season. We are incredibly proud of our guard, Mr. Caleb Reamer, who's here on the end. He looks like one of the kids. And everyone who continues to support and strengthen this amazing program. Thank you for representing Elgin with pride and excellence. Congratulations. You guys. Congratulations. Before I turn the mic over to Coach Anderson, I am so sorry. At the end of the elementary awards, I forgot to do the placements, which is the reason there's like all the third place, second place, first place. So sorry. Third place with their first induction to UIL Academics, Trinity Ranch Elementary. Third place. Congratulations. Dr. Martinez, Miss Munoz. In second place, Neidig Elementary School. Mr. Paul Coronado, Miss Hazel Humphreys, UIL coordinator. And in first place for year 4, BTW, Miss Linda Tamez, Miss Courtney. All right. And now I'm so happy to pass this off to Mr. Coach Jens Anderson.
Good evening, President Mitchell, Dr. Ritter, and the board. My name is Jens Anderson. I'm the athletic director for Elgin ISD. It's my pleasure tonight to recognize some of our folks that made postseason accomplishments this spring. First, with our state qualifying girls and boys powerlifting team and our powerlifters. I'll announce them one at a time. First up is Aurelia Guerrero, who placed second at regionals. I'm going to pause because you're going to want to hear these scores. She set a regional bench press record of 240 pounds, qualifying for the state meet and finishing 7th place in her weight class. At state, she squatted 290 pounds, benched 270 pounds with a deadlift of 285 for a total of 845 pounds. That's power. Next is Alexia Perez, who placed second at regionals, setting a new regional bench record of 245 pounds. Qualifying for the state meet and finishing 8th place in her weight class. Alexia squatted 355 pounds, benched 225 pounds at the state meet, and a deadlift of 360 pounds for a total of 940 pounds. And our final female powerlifter is Grace Hagan. Grace won her weight class at regionals and completed the state meet as the state runner-up in 2nd place. Yeah, that's all right. That's worth it. Clap for it. Grace had a squat of 350 pounds, a bench of 205 pounds, and a deadlift of 365 pounds for a total of 920 pounds lifted at the state meet. Now, all these girls are juniors, and we look forward to seeing them compete again next year. So we're excited to see these girls come back. Next, we have our guys. First up, Michael Wilson, who placed second at regionals, qualifying for the state meet and finishing 6th place in his weight class at the state meet. Yeah. Michael had a squat of just 600 pounds, bench of 405 pounds, and a deadlift of 600 pounds for a total of 1,605 pounds lifted on the day at state. And also his fellow senior, Matthew Clear, who placed third at regionals, qualifying to state meet, and also finished sixth place in his weight class at state. Matthew squatted 565 pounds, benched 390 pounds, and deadlifted 525 pounds for a day total of 1,480 pounds. Give these guys a round of applause. And of course, we will recognize their coaches with them. We have our head coach for the girls, Coach Clint Fry, and our assistant coach for girls, Harley Franklin. Come on out. And our boys powerlifting team led by legendary Elgin coach Chris Mueller and his assistant Ty Norton. We're extremely proud of all of these athletes and their coaches. Thank you for representing Elgin with class. We appreciate you. It's a lot of hours and a lot of weight pushed. All right, next up, we have our varsity boys soccer team. Come on out. I'll let them come on out here first. Our varsity boys soccer team at Elgin High School finished with an overall record of 12, 10, and 4. And they only lost one of their last 7 district games in order to finish in 4th place in district and advance to the by-district round of the 2026 playoffs for the first time for Elgin since 2014. Now, our boys soccer team had 9 all-district selections, including the District 23 5A offensive MVP, Diego Ramirez, with a district-leading 15 goals scored. This team plays in an extremely competitive district, and they're a lot of fun to watch. They played very, very hard. It was great to see you guys compete out there this year. And there's a lot of skill, and you can tell a lot of hours that were put into this team. And along with this team is their head coach, Eddie Lerma. Coach Lerma was selected by his peers as the 23 5A District Coach of the Year. He's in his 4th year as head coach for our program and teaches Spanish at Elgin High School. We are very proud of all of our players and all of our coaches. Great job.
We have 2 more recognitions left, and what a fine example of just all the greatness that's going on in Elgin when you have so many kids being recognized that they don't even fit on the stage. So congratulations to all of our recognized students today. Today, Emily and I have switched roles a little bit. I'm going to present our One Town, One Dream Award. As you know, this award celebrates those who work collaboratively to solve problems, care for and support others, and those who hold high expectations of themselves and our students. We have 2 honorees tonight. The first one is Mr. Henry Ward. Mr. Ward, would you like to come on up, please? I'm going to paraphrase what Principal Coronado wrote because he wrote a novel about you. he said that rain or shine, he arrives with a positive attitude, ready to greet students and families with a smile, setting the tone for a welcoming and supportive school day. However long enough, he's been with the district long enough to watch our students grow and become young adults. He exemplifies the spirit of we're all in this together. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Our next honoree is Mr. Robert Eads, City Manager for City of Elgin. Mr. Eads, would you come on up, please? I have the pleasure of working with Mr. Eads regularly at the city council meetings. And as those of you that have been employed anywhere for any period of time, you've experienced all sorts of leadership. I can tell you without a doubt that Mr. Eads is top notch. He goes above and beyond to support both the district and the city, of course. He has extended his hand to help the district with whatever is needed. He's always keeping the lines of communications open, not only to the district, but to the community, and we greatly appreciate that. Mr. Eads, thank you. That concludes our recognitions for the evening.
Outstanding. All right. Next item is superintendent's report.
I left my notes behind, so I'm just gonna wing it, but we had our Wildcat Showcase last week. This was our second year to do this, and it's our way of highlighting much of what you see this evening. It's our opportunity to highlight to our community our amazing kids and our phenomenal programs and everything that we try to do to promote the students of Elgin ISD and the teachers who teach them, our directors. This year we got started. We were at the park downtown and we were watching that weather and we were so afraid it was going to rain. We got through several of the shows. We have something from every single campus, whether it's a musical performance, a theater performance, dance, mariachi, singing, and then it started to rain before we got through about 5 of them, I guess. And so we had a great time, but we have our students and their teachers putting together some videos for us to compile and share on our website that still will highlight these great kids, because we're so proud of our students here. One thing we also did, and it was indoors, so we had a lot of folks go, was at the Clever Tiger. We had students who were honored with the Pearls of Youth art show and lots of winners with that. So that was exciting and fun to celebrate as well on the same night. We did this in conjunction with the city with the Sip Shop and Stroll. And there was a great turnout. I think if it hadn't rained, it would have just ended up even more and more people coming out. But our goal is to highlight these great things that our kids are doing. So it was really a great evening, even though it rained. All right. The Elgin Education Foundation Crawfish Festival held last Saturday, not this last one, but we pulled together this phenomenal festival, the EEF. I cannot say enough about this board and the support that they have and our community support, our sponsorships, people who showed up. They came out and ate some crawfish. We had live music. It was in conjunction with the music festival that Elgin was having at the same time. So there were live bands throughout the entire time. And just a wonderful opportunity to raise some funds for kids. Of course, the money for this goes right back to our schools, to our students directly, to our teachers directly in some form or fashion. And those of us who were able to make it, it was a great time. It was our first time to do it. We had a resounding support for it, and our sponsors loved it. They said, nobody else does this way. We think you need to continue doing it. And so it was really wonderful. So thank you to our Education Foundation board that pulled that off and made it such a great festival for everyone. Looking ahead, we have a lot. It is the season for all of the things in our schools where we're awarding our kids and recognizing our seniors. The April 24th and 25th, we have the Purple Diamonds Rise performance at the new auditorium at the high school. May the 4th, our EISD Spring Choir Festival. May the 5th, Wildcat Welcome at our elementary campuses from 5:30 to 7, and spread the word. That's for any new students, new kiddos coming to our Elgin schools to learn more and get registered and just learn more and get tours of the campuses. May the 7th, our senior awards ceremony, and the 11th, elementary GT showcase at Trinity Ranch Elementary School cafeteria. And May the 12th, the Elgin High School academic recognition ceremony. May 15th, our Mariachi Ballet Folklorico. On May 15th, Special Olympics at the EHS Field. May 21st, we have our Phoenix High School graduation. On May 22nd, our Elgin High School graduation. So lots more opportunities for us to celebrate our incredible students. So we hope you can make it to some of these great celebrations. Thank you. Oh, and I have enrollment. I always forget this one. Current enrollment is 6,220 students. First day of school, we had 5,828. And then last year, we ended with 5,965 students. So 6,220, and they're still coming. So we are still welcoming new Wildcats to our schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ritter. Next item's President's report. Just a couple of things. We did have a safety and security meeting this week, and I'll just report that we are in compliance with everything that encompasses, and we're in constant communication about how to better that organization. And so we're happy with the progress that is being made, and we're happy about the leadership as regards in that area. So we're in good hands for safety and security concern. Then the only other comment I'll make, I'm happy to see the open communication that continues to happen within this district. And I think that's very important. And so we want you all to know that we're always glad to hear from you, whether that be community members or staff. We have many platforms for you to respond to if you need to reach out to any of us. But at the end of the day, if that doesn't work, we're always happy to hear from you at the board meeting. I think it's important for us to keep that line of communication open. So it's a continual work in progress. And so we thank all of you for your feedback, and including the board members and Dr. Next item, consent agenda. Being asked to approve tax report refunds and adjustments for March 2026, approve financial statement and budget amendment listed for March 2026, approve investment report for March 2026, approve purchases greater than $50,000, which includes Engage to Learn, Lasso Live Partnership, the College Board AP testing, and technology E-rate network upgrade purchases. Also approve staffing recommendations, approve submission of a staff development waiver for 2026-27. Friends of the Elgin Public Library book donation for summer ACE, acceptance of donation from Elgin Livestock Show Association, and then finally, consideration and action for selection of construction manager at risk CMAR for RFP 2026-08, Elgin ISD Elementary number 6. That makes up the consent agenda. Ask for a motion to approve if there are no questions.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Baker, then second by Mr. Miles to approve the consent agenda. Any questions? All in favor of approving said agenda, please raise your right hand. Any opposers? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. All right, next item, we have some information items. We'll start with the announcement on board training hours. Under State Board of Education rule, completing required continuing education each year of service is a basic obligation and expectation of any sitting board member. As board president, I am required to announce the name of each member who has completed the required continuing education, has exceeded the required continuing education, and or is deficient in meeting the required continuing education. There are 8 training areas for board members' continuing education, and they are local district orientation, orientation to the Texas Education Code, post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code, team building, additional continuing education, evaluating student academic performance and setting goals, identifying and reporting abuse, trafficking, and other maltreatment of children, school safety. And so I am happy to announce that all board members have exceeded the required training. So congratulations, board members, completed. Give yourselves a hand. I'm taking. Oh. Yep. Or you can do it over again. All right. All right, next item. District scorecard update, priority 3 goals, community engagement and partnerships. A familiar face, Mr. Rodriguez.
I'll just say a word here, just a reminder that this is our reporting out with our priorities on our district scorecard, which our district improvement plan and working through all of our improvement efforts across the district. And I will say, as we enter into the spring months, we have like our DAC meeting this week, and we start that process of gathering information as we start planning for the next school year and beyond, getting to the point where we'll be finalizing and getting ready for the next strategic plan, involving lots of community members and folks with that in this next school year. But this spring, we will do our, as we do annually every year, a process gathering input from all campuses, parents, and community for our comprehensive needs assessment in the district. So all of that work goes together to help inform what we have as our goals on our priorities. And tonight we bring you priority 3, which is community engagement and partnerships. So Mr. Al Rodriguez is here to kick us off.
Good evening. As Dr. Ritter said, I'm Al Rodriguez. I'm the Executive Director for Community Engagements and Communications. Tonight, we're going to provide an update on priority 3. And I pressed the wrong button. There we go. 3.3, partnerships with business and other governmental agencies is what we'll be talking about today. We're going to begin with, however, Ms. Maggie Howard. She's going to talk to you about quite a bit of ongoings in our district.
Hi, Dr. Ritter, President Mitchell, members of the board. I am honored to get to present tonight to you a little bit about our career and technical education programs. I had the privilege earlier this month to present to our Chamber of Commerce at their monthly luncheon. And a lot of what I'm going to share with you tonight is what I shared with them. I've tweaked it just a little bit to help inform provide some context to what our programs are, what they entail, and how our partners really build up our programs. So really to start, our programs, our career technical education programs is really where education meets industry. This is really the cornerstone of our local workforce. So our programs are driven by workforce demands. They are built with industry and not just for industry. So when we are looking at programs and what we offer in our school district, that is done hand in hand with our industry partners. They have structured progression in our programs. So just like when you're building on foundations in math or English, it's the same in all of our CTE programs. It goes through a very structured progression from year 1 all the way through year 4. Every program offers a credential of value and they're stackable, and these validate mastery and they prove competency so students can graduate ready to go straight into the workforce. Our programs emphasize leadership and service learning, and we also provide authentic environments through work-based settings. So our programs are educational programs, but it is really an economic strategy for our industry partners. And before getting into the nitty-gritty, I have to just brag on our students. Some of this you already know about, some of our state's advancements. CTSO stands for Career and Technical Student Organizations. TAFE, FFA, Automotive, Barbecue, and Welding. These are some states' qualifiers that we have already been able to recognize and some that we will have the opportunity to recognize in coming months. Learning and action. Our kids are on the move all the time. We've had many field trips throughout the year, those including IHE visits, which are colleges and universities, trade schools. IHE stands for Institute of Higher Education, so it can vary between university, college, trade school. We've done many collaborative service projects. Some of you may have seen the bleachers that were done with the Elgin Youth Sports Association that our welding students did. There have been a lot of collaborative projects with other departments in the district as well. We've had 80 work-based learning placements, and that varies from our education and training students, student teaching in our elementary schools, to students working in manufacturing facilities, to the businesses down in Main Street. We have students working, earning hours, some also getting paid while they're doing it during the school day. And so far we have awarded 248 industry certifications, and we are counting those every single day. We're in the middle of testing season, so our students are workforce ready. And then some program updates. Of course, we all know about the Homestead and Studio E that we are very excited about. We have kicked off an HVAC apprenticeship program that is approved by the Department of Labor. So students will be able to have a registered apprenticeship where they are getting paid hours that will transfer directly to the workforce. We have launched 3 new CTE programs for next school year, and we've refreshed some of the existing ones to be more responsive to what the current workforce needs are. We're looking at summer programs, working with Mr. Truehill at the middle school to offer programs there as well. And we're also looking at new dual credit partnerships to make sure students in CTE programs have access to dual credit. So I want to talk about relevancy and alignment of our programs to those workforce needs. There's a lot of information here. What I really want you to see first is the light colored purple boxes. Those are industry career clusters. We offer 11 of them. In those 11, we have 20 different programs of study. I've created some little codes there. RC stands for rural capital, and C with the little asterisk stands for capital. What those are represents our workforce development areas. We are a very unique school district because our district home base sits in Bastrop County. Elgin High School sits in Travis County, but we serve students in Bastrop, Travis, and Lee County. So we serve a lot of students in a lot of areas. And we also touch Williamson County, and we know that our kids live everywhere. And we want to make sure that we are providing opportunities for students, knowing that they could one day go work in Austin, but they will also be working very rural jobs close to their home. So we are supported by 2 different workforce development boards. That's Rural Capital in Bastrop County and Capital, that's Travis County. So the symbols you see next to each program of study represents the top 10-ish careers in those workforce development areas through year 2030. Those are the jobs, programs of study, career clusters that the workforce development areas say are relevant, high wage, high demand in those areas through year 2030. So that's to say that we are offering programs that will lead to outcomes for our students after they graduate. They will have jobs that pay well when they leave us. Of note also is that the Elgin, Texas industries, the city industries in town reflect this data as well. So we know that students, whether they stay in Elgin or they go out into the counties around us, they will have jobs because of these programs that we are offering in Elgin High School. U.S. Census Bureau data suggests that 80% of young adults live and work within 100 miles of their hometown. And even more than that, about 60% until they're about 26 years old will live and work within 10 miles of their home. So that tells us that we want to make sure that students are ready and prepared to work right here in Elgin. And we're doing that. The next set of data will come out very soon on workforce needs. And that data will be reflecting the job market for today's 4-year-olds. So we are always looking at what those workforce needs are and preparing to modify these programs yearly to make sure we are adapting and being relevant for the needs of every student, not just the ones we're currently serving, but the ones we will be serving all the way down to pre-K. Part of those decisions come from our advisory committee. We meet with them regularly, at least twice a year, but we meet with them to discuss these labor market needs, programs we're offering, and how we need to adjust and adapt to make sure we are maintaining relevancy. Okay, so what are these partnerships? There is no one-size-fits-all model for partnerships. We know that we have to have them to make sure that we are aligning to workforce needs. We can't just look at a piece of data and say this is what we're going to do. We have to actually talk with the people in those industries to make sure that they truly are relevant. So they do have to be mutually beneficial. They have to work for our students and for us, but they also have to work for the people in those industries today. They need to be unique to business and company needs. They have to be collaborative and they have to be outcomes driven. We are very thankful that we do have some very strong partners now, and we are continuing to build those because our partners know that the students in our schools today are one day going to be their employees. They recognize that, and they see that community return on investment. There is reduced onboarding and training costs for them. There's a local talent pipeline when they are working with us in our programs to train their future employees through our career and technical education programs. They keep a higher retention of local graduates. They're keeping them here in town. They're building a stronger community. There's a stronger regional economy that comes out of it, brand visibility with families for the company. It's good for their company when they're working with our school. And then there's influence over future workforce school development or skill developments. They can say exactly what they need in their industry by coming directly to us and saying, this is what we need. And they get to work with our staff to train our students, their employees. And that sounds like a lot. And for a partner, a new partner, it may cause some pause. But we don't ask a lot of our partners at first. We just ask for them to come talk to us, come connect with us, get involved with an industry that they are already working in and just start the conversation. How can they help? What is their capacity to help? What we really need is just industry experience, expertise. We need to hear from them what is most valued in their industry field. Join an advisory committee. Advocate and support our programs. And the most that we would ask from an industry partner is to create a space and opportunity for authentic learning. If they have the ability to take a student on and let them come into their business and work, see them as an asset, then do that. We would love that. It gives our students a real authentic opportunity to work with clients, work in a real setting, with real authentic restraints. That's what we really want for our students. And if at the end of it, a job comes out of it, that's even better. Additionally, we also want businesses to consider business needs, to see our students as truly talented future business leaders. They are makers and creators, and they're doing wonderful things inside their classes now, and we want them to see our students that way. We have some great programs coming. Our audio video program with our new scoreboard, our students have the ability to make advertisements, video advertisements to show their businesses on the scoreboard at halftime. And I look forward to working with Coach Anderson for our students to be able to create those through marketing for the district. But graphic design, welding, fabrication, there's all kinds of things our students can do. And we want outside partners to trust our students to do those things because they can. And this list is not exhaustive, but this is just kind of a glimpse at those businesses that so far throughout the year have trusted our students or have come alongside of us to do research on workforce needs, but want to work with us because they believe in what our students can do. So That's really all I have. That was a lot of information, but do you have any questions?
Thank you so much
Okay.
for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
For the second piece to our presentation tonight, we're going to provide you a brief update on the foundation, specifically 3.3.2, which is strengthening the processes and protocols with the Elgin Education Foundation. As you will recall, we went through a process of revitalization with foundation innovation. Our new foundation leadership has really taken the reins and done tremendous work. The district does work directly with the foundation to not only provide support, but to help steer the conversations and to help funnel people of interest, whether that be a potential board member or prospective vendor that might want to help us out in a variety of ways, whether financial or just through support. Through Foundation Innovation, we've also connected with TEFN. If you recall, in the weekly this past week, I put a little article in there about that particular conference with respect to their publishing a lot of information about AI and training their constituents on how the foundations can better utilize that. With Foundation Innovation, I think it's also important to note that this past year we had a record-setting top golf event. I think more than double what we had done in previous years. And then this year we decided that we wanted to take on a new, hopefully to become annual event with the Crawfish Festival that you heard Dr. Ritter speak about briefly. This is a spring event, obviously. It was done in the spring, particularly because we had the Top Golf event in the fall, and we hope to utilize this event as a way to bring in more of our community. As you saw, those of you that were there from the pictures here, you can see so many of our community members came out, and then together with the partnership that we have with the City of Elgin and the Elgin Music Festival during that weekend, we were able to just generate a great deal more excitement and interest. I don't have a bottom line earnings number yet, but we'll bring that to you at a later date. And that concludes the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next item, update on construction projects, including the 2021 and 2024 bonds. Mr. Rainey.
Good evening, President Mitchell, Board of Trustees, Dr. Ritter. My name is Randy Land, Executive Director of Capital Projects. Excited to tonight bring you another presentation showing you an update on projects throughout the district. Here you'll see Elgin Middle School number 2, and we'll talk a little bit more about this here in just a few moments. Transportation facility. We are wrapping up this project. This is really the last major project from our 2021 bond. We're still working on some priority maintenance projects, but as far as large projects, this is the last one really that we're wrapping up on. Currently, this building as a building, it's wrapping up interior work. We've got a punch walk scheduled this week, so that's a positive milestone within this. We've talked about a couple of hurdles in this project really over the past several months, and we're beginning to see some daylight on those as well. Wastewater connection to Triata, the neighboring subdivision. We think we've got some final plans in that. We hope to bring you back that plan in May for consideration. And we've recently been in talks with TxDOT for the FM 1100 expansion, which all of the surrounding developers are in agreement with, and we finally got that package being submitted to TxDOT this month. So that's another positive there. Those are really the last two things that will make this project an occupied space. But overall, interior wise, we've got startup recently completed on the mechanical equipment all inside. So right now we've got our commissioning and test and balance teams on site. just making sure all that equipment is working as intended and as designed. And as I mentioned, we do have a project walk this week to do an initial punch list. We'll generate that punch list and have any workers come back that need to take care of any remedial work. But as you can see here, the project is substantially complete, and it turned into a really nice facility. We think once we get moved in, our transportation folks will be really pleased with this. Harvest Ridge Elementary, we talked a little bit about the continued growth there through the gift of technology. You can see exactly what those buildings will look like on the site. Over the past couple of months, we showed you just a site plan, but I had a team member here help me with this, and you can see exactly where those will be with the Harvest Ridge Trail just there in the background. But we'll work to get those set. We did receive construction drawings this week from Ramtech, the builder. We sent those out to our maintenance and operations and technology team to get one last look at those and get those marked up. But overall, we are expecting to get these set this summer. Once those are set, we'll have a separate bid package that'll be released for site utilities and infrastructure, water, wastewater, all of our fire alarm, PA system, all of those types of things to connect those portables back to the building. But our goal overall is to have these ready for occupancy next fall, should the need be there. Continuing on with priority maintenance projects from 21 bond. This is Elgin Elementary. We've continued on with the HVAC system throughout this building. We just kind of moved from wing to wing. While their enrollment is down a little bit on that campus, we continue to work throughout that building. On the left side of that slide there, it looks like two of the same picture and they're from the same vantage point, but the goal in this image there is to just show the quick progression of the work there. That far left photo was taken as workers started demolition during spring break. They got on site, and you can see the slight difference there. But that's new ductwork right there in the middle, already in place. So just as quick as they can get some of the ductwork and overhead utilities removed, they're putting new ductwork right back in. So they've really made, just over the past few weeks, quick progress. In the bottom right photo, that's a classroom. All the ceiling is obviously down. They've already got some new ductwork in place there. So, we allowed those folks to get started during spring break to try to get a jump on the summer work. And they've really made a great opportunity out of that first few weeks on site. We have been discussing with Encore already about the summer shutdown that will be required as part of this project. It'll take a couple of weeks during the summer. We'll have to relocate the main transformer for this campus, but we'll have some temporary power generators brought in to keep necessary equipment online. But that's a conversation that continues anytime we work with Encore and some of those folks that are not necessarily under our control. That gives us a little concern. So we'll do everything we can to mitigate delays there. Continuing on with maintenance projects, we're really excited about the new playgrounds at the elementaries. BTW Uniting and Elgin Elementary. This equipment has been put on order. And as soon as school's out, we've got a contractor ready to go. So these campuses will get all new play equipment. Some of them even get new play canopies with the shade structures. A few of those as we evaluated this project. Some of them just from wear and tear. They've got tears in the canopy. So some of those you'll see replacement canopies as part of this project. And we anticipate having each of these projects ready for kiddos to come back in August. But we do anticipate this will be, an exciting things for the kids to see. These playgrounds, all three campuses have been there 20 plus years. So none of these kids have seen a new structure at that facility. This will be a really great addition to each of those elementaries. In addition, we'll touch Harvest Ridge and get that courtyard canopy in place to align it with Trinity Ranch. There in the middle, you see the understructure condition at the old stadium, at Elgin Middle School Stadium, or the stadium here behind us. This is part of that project, upgrading the structure there. You can see the significant amount of rust. So one of the things we'll do, in addition to ADA upgrades at that facility, is to sandblast and coat that structural steel. Some of it may even need to be replaced in certain areas, but you all know that facility's been there quite some time. So we just want to make sure everything is structurally sound and get that facility back up to par. And on the far right, this is actually funded by the 24 bond, but We want to get into both the gyms at Elgin Middle School and high school. There's been a significant amount of bleacher repairs and attempted repairs over the past few years. That really impacts our ability to host games and to host just a bleacher full of spectators, honestly. Middle school has struggled with that quite a bit. So there'll be a full replacement set of bleachers in the competition gym at the middle school. And the set you see there, that's at Elgin High School. We'll do a refurbishment there on that set to give those new life. But we're also excited about this. We've kept close contact with Coach Anderson and how that may affect summer activities. So more to come on this project. Jumping to the 24 bond, we got Legacy Oak Middle School. This project seems, like it's moving really quickly, but it is on schedule. It's not necessarily ahead, but the progress just seems pretty quick. But there in that top left, you can see the north wing of the building. You got a little bit of the structural steel still exposed, but you see the roofing is already on. So that's great progress. And that bottom left, that's really one of my favorite rooms in this building. That's a choir room, and the goal there was with the windows to simulate music notes. And that's really just a nice image coming through. On the top right, and really the bottom right as well, there's photos from our executive cabinet. I was able to get them on site last week along with our design and construction teams. In the top right, we just took that opportunity to go through the design of this building. It's been a lot of construction has happened since we sat with the design team and went through each area of the building from science labs, the front office wing. We went through all those spaces one at a time with the design team to make sure we're still on track with what our original intent was for the building. And then following that meeting, we took executive cabinet on a tour throughout the building to visualize each of those spaces, to walk through them and see how they feel, see what they look like. If there's anything that needs to change before we get too far along, we still have the opportunity to do that. So that was a great experience. And next week we got the beam signing, the topping out ceremony. So structural steel is almost complete, and that's a significant milestone. So we hope to see a lot of the board there for that next week. But overhead and in-wall mechanical, electrical, and plumbing continue. And will continue as each of the phases moves forward. As I mentioned, a lot of the roofing is already there. Concrete site paving is being poured, and there's a little service yard in the back. There'll be generator, propane tanks, things like that. They're prepping that to pour the concrete. But overall, this project is still on track to complete June of 27, so just over a year away. Athletic improvements. This will probably be the last month that we show a slide on this project. We're working on the closeout process for this, but I did want to show the press boxes installed. This is a nice addition that we were able to afford as an alternate bid alternate on this project. They did come in a little bit later, so there was a little bit of delay, but it was worth it. This gives a little bit more space up there for our announcers and our folks calling the game, but also an improved sound system. It allowed our technology team to get fiber into these areas, so we do have some more connectivity. We've been running off antenna, so this will allow them to get fiber in there. But you can see there the interior view of that press box and then a nice view of the field. But overall, that exterior view on each end, there's a little film deck, if you will, for anybody that may want to stand out there and get a shot, an elevated shot of the field or the game. So those ended up being a nice addition, one at baseball and at softball. And to note, we talked about last month some deficient concrete between the tennis courts. That was successfully replaced, so we're all wrapped up there. And right now we're just working on closeout and getting all the warranty documents from the contractor. CTE Press Box Studio E. This is really becoming an exciting project as well. It's gone really quick. Last month, we noted that steel was just fully delivered, and now the steel erection is fully complete. So you can see there, they've already got the roof deck on the building. You can see from both sides there, east and west. They've started the interior framing. On that bottom left photo, that's the slab on deck. If you remember, we only had just a little small press box initially, so we had to pour a slab all around that to create that full length structure there. So that's been completed. They're already beginning their overhead work for the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing inside that facility there. Back on the ground, you can see in that larger photo, the dirt work down there. So rough grading and select fill going on. That'll be in the circulation area down there around those piers. We've got some fence work down there that's got to be completed for some fence realignment. But this is be a really nice project. Overall, we're scheduled to complete by November, and we still think that that's an accurate date. So we're excited about this. The homestead back on the other side of the district. This project is one right outside my office, so I get to see and hear this a lot, and it's really neat to see the quick progress. And it even now looks a little bit different. They've got the vent hoods are installed now, the large, stainless steel commercial vent hoods. So the space looks significantly different, but you can see in these photos, the structural steel is complete. You can see the folks here installing all that structural steel overhead. This will be a large volume space. So we didn't put low ceilings in there, so it'll be a very tall space. Gives it a lot of size. And, the overhead work is continuing, but as I mentioned, the vent hoods were the first thing to go in after that structural steel. All of our installation has been completed. Crews are wrapping up their metal framing and drywalling in various areas now. That bottom left photo, that's what little bit of outside work or site work we had was mostly related to that grease trap. In this first phase, there's not a lot of outside work, a sidewalk in this grease trap, but that's been completed. So overall, we're comfortable with the project schedule date of August of 26, and that's just right around the corner of getting kids in here. So that'll be another opportunity for Maggie's team to get some kids in there for a great culinary experience. Elementary 6, we just talked about in consent agenda awarding a construction manager at risk. So we're excited to kick off another project. We've had a couple of meetings with WRA. We've continued through that process of planning meetings right now with internal stakeholders. This won't necessarily be a prototype matching up with Trinity Ranch or Harvest Ridge. There will be some similarities, but we want to talk through that with stakeholders, with the district. And then we've got a community input meeting scheduled in May, probably the first one of 2 or 3, and then potentially scheduled for opening summer of 2028. Of course, pending future bond sales. We're optimistic that later this year we'll be able to move forward with that. So again, if you've driven up County Line Road, you see that Lund as a subdivision, they're already moving, making accommodations for us as they start all their underground infrastructure and wastewater lines, et cetera. So we're glad to see them moving, and their timeline will be a little bit ahead of ours, but that's exciting as well. And that's all I've got for this evening. Thank you.
Just one question.
Yes, sir.
Relates to the transportation facility. And you're splitting your employees between those 2 sites, right?
Yes, sir. Even when we open that facility, the plan is to still dispatch from 2 places. There's roughly 35 to 40 bus parking spots at that facility. So that's not enough to hold all of our buses. So some of them would dispatch from the east and some from the west until phase 2. 2024 bond does include a phase 2 transportation. So once we do that, we could potentially add enough to move them all over. And I think that would be part of the discussion at that time. Would we still find some efficiencies in dispatching them from 2 places, or would we just prefer to move them all to 1?
Flipping the coin, who gets to go? No,
Right.
I have a question about, have you talked with TxDOT anymore about 1704 and the Legacy Oak?
Yes, ma'am. So for middle school, 1704, we are moving forward with plans for a traffic signal. That will be a fully signalized intersection. So we've run the schedule out. We've got plenty of time to do that, but TxDOT is on board with that. There'll be a right-of-way acquisition, and I've talked to Dr. Ritter about this. Our legal counsel is working on this, but on part of that will be a right-of-way acquisition. We've got some turn lanes and acceleration lanes we'll need to work through as that road gets wider. So we'll have to work through those things. But overall, I think it's something that we still have plenty of time to do, and TxDOT agrees to get that in time for June of 2027. Is still a very doable thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Question from any other board members? Thank you. All right, next we got a couple of action items. The first one is SB 546 school bus seatbelt compliance. Dr. Cornelius.
Thank you. Good evening, President Mitchell, Dr. Ritter, and Board of Trustees. Again, my name is Bridget Cornelius, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Student Services. So we're going to talk about school bus seat belts, a required update. So Senate Bill 546 requires that all schools buses have 3-point seat belts. So, and Senate Bill 546, which was recently passed during the 89th Texas legislative session, required that these buses are all equipped so that students can be safer. It requires that all school buses operated by a school district be equipped with 3-point seat belts for every passenger, including the driver. So do know that districts are required to be fully in compliance by September 1st, 2029. So the Board of Trustees must ensure compliance or formally document budget constraints. Now, this meeting is required, and what TA is requiring is that the district present in a report in a public board meeting that includes 1, the number of buses operated by or contracted for use by the district that are not equipped with seat belts, are equipped with 2-point seat belts, which are just lap belts, are equipped with 3-point seat belts, and 2, the estimated cost to the district to equip all buses with 3-point seat belts. So this report must be submitted to TEA by May 29th, 2026. So this is a breakdown of our current fleet. So you'll see here that we have 47 general ed buses. 32 of those have the 3-point seat belts, and then 15 have no seat belts. For our special needs buses, we have 9. You'll see that 5 have the 3-point seat belts, and then we have 4 that have the 2-point. And then we have 1 micro bus that has a 3-point seat belts. So there's a total of 57 buses. We have 38 that have the 3-point seat belts, and then there's a total of 19 buses that do not have the 3-point seat belts. So total in compliance is 38 buses. That includes 37 77 passenger buses and 1 14-passenger bus. As required, in order to be in compliance, we're supposed to submit how much it would cost to get in compliance. So essentially, if we decided to purchase 19 buses, that would be over $3 million to get us in compliance. We also have the option of retrofitting our current buses in order to get in compliance. So that retrofit would cost about $700,000 to do that. So at this point, administration recommends that the board accept the Senate Bill 546 compliance report, determine that current financial constraints limit immediate implementation, and direct continued planning through future budget cycles, potential bond opportunities, and available grant funding in alignment with priority 4 and district safety goals. So at this time, we are recommending that the board approve this administrative recommendation as presented. Any questions?
I've got one. I know the completion has to be by September 1st of 29, so there's 3+ years there.
Yes, sir.
So is there a chance that we're going to phase out some of these buses anyway during that time period?
Yes, through the, yeah, certainly. And the other thing about this, just so you know, is they're requiring that we submit this report, and essentially all school districts are turning this report in, and the state is going to determine how much money is available to award to districts in order to get them in compliance. So this is just the first step of that, but certainly we plan to look at all of the grant funding and everything else that's available to get us in compliance.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, so is there a motion to accept the SB 546 compliance report as presented and approve the administrative recommendation?
I so move.
Motion by Mr. Miles, second by Mr. Barker. I think I heard him down there. Okay, very good. Any other questions? All in favor of said motion, raise your right hand. Any opposers? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Oh, you can't leave yet.
Oh,
We all wanted to say how very excited we are for you. Dr. Cornelius defended her dissertation this past week, and she is now Dr. Cornelius officially.
oh, y'all gonna make me cry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, next item, consideration and approval of change order for the CTE press box project. Mr. Lang.
Good evening, President Mitchell, Board of Trustees, Dr. Ritter, once again. This particular item is related to, as you said, the CTE press box or Studio E as we know it. Excuse me. While often change orders are not looked at as a positive measure, I wanted to just bring this to the board for consideration and potential approval. This particular change order relates to the electrical switchgear for this project. This particular item was something that would have came up a little bit later in the 2024 bond under our priority maintenance or campus upgrades. So at this time, we're just looking to take advantage of contractors being mobilized and a lot of the stadium already being down. One of the things that we identified during this project was the condition of that electrical switchgear as we tie new systems together. And we just looking at taking advantage again of contractors already being mobilized at this time and not having to shut down the stadium at another time. When we do shut this down for the transition, it's going to be down for 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even potentially a month. So that's something we've talked to with Coach Anderson again and looked at options for alternate power during the summer for games that are already scheduled on baseball and softball and generators and things like that. So this is really an opportune time to do that. It's not necessarily a negative feature, but it's just money that would have been spent later on in the bond anyway. So we're looking at this as being an opportunity to get ahead of that. So with that, I would ask for consideration for approval.
This is the project where we're still under budget, correct?
For this aspect, yes, we're on budget for this CTE project. We're not over budget for this. Yes, sir.
Is there a cost estimate? I know if your workers or your electricians already mobilized, but if it was to be done down the road, is there a cost estimate of doing it then versus now?
I think it depends on how long we were to wait. Of course, we could figure in cost escalation on an annual basis, but to get more into it, we would pay some mobilization cost for something of this nature. It's not a small project. It's the electrical switchgear for the entire stadium. So it's pretty large. So we would have mobilization cost for electrical crew to come out and do this. So I can't put an exact number on that, but it would be larger than what we're seeing now just because of that mobilization factor.
Do you have any numbers right now associated with that project?
Yes, sir. The $200,000 is the request for tonight.
Thank you.
Mr. Rainey, do we know if that's a complete number for that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. The number was just slightly below that. So that includes a little bit, I think the number was 188. So that includes a little bit of contingency. And as with other things like that, all of this will go into owner contingency. And the contractor will use as needed with owner approval. Anything that is not used will remain in owner contingency. So it remains funds for the district.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order for the press box.
Motion by Mr. Moss, second by Mr. Vega. Any other questions? All in favor of approving that, please raise your right hand. Any opposers? Motion passes 7-0. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right, We do not have any closed session items tonight, so it is 8:39 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by Mr. Miles. I'll second it. All in favor, raise your right hand. No opposers. It is 8:39 p.m. and we are adjourned.